You can't buy a bike every day, but you can buy upgrades. Not every day. Let's walk through every single upgrade I've made to my BMC Roadmachine since I bought it last November. Stick around to the end because I'm going to rate the top 3. First up, tires. These are the Michelin Power Road tires. I bought them almost purely because I wanted to make a dad joke. Michelin. However, they've been amazing. They're tubeless, they're fast, I haven't had a puncture yet. Best dad joke I ever made. Each upgrade in this video is going to be given 3 ratings. Looks, price, and value, slash how well it does what it's supposed to do. I give these tires a 3 in the looks category. No, a 4, because it kind of has my name in it. Price-wise, also a 4. I bought these for about $110, which right now, for tubeless tires, is pretty much a steal. Value and performance, another 4. They're solid. Next up, let's talk about these wheels. These are the Scribe Aero Wide Plus 42Ds. I may have mixed some words up in there, but these things are phenomenal. Tubeless ready, they're super light. The free hub is loud, so be prepared for that. But I've set all kinds of PRs with this. They're fast, just fast. Looks-wise, I give them a 4, 4.5. If you can't tell by my bike, I like things to be pretty minimal. I don't like when a brand logo is plastered all over everything. I think it's kind of tacky. That's me. Price, I give them a 5. They're $1,000. If you live in the US, there's another $100 for import fees, but even so, like $1,100 for super fast wheels. Amazing. Function-wise, I'll give them 4.5. I still am warming up to the free hub. It's an acquired taste. Okay, so there's a little bit of an elephant in the room to talk about. The detail shots of the upgrades are not here. Those were shot in Shark Valley. There are alligators there. There's gonna be this drama of like, is the alligator gonna eat me while I'm talking about my bike? The whole talking portion of that was filmed in slow motion, which with this camera means that there was no audio. We're gonna jump back and forth between those. Sorry about the continuity errors. It's not Hollywood. This is the Oro Case saddlebag. It was like $30 and it's amazing. And as far as saddlebags go, I think it is definitely a 5. Like, that's a good looking saddlebag. Price-wise, 5 again. It's $30 and it carries everything you need. Function, value, I'm gonna give it a 4 just because I gave it 2 5s. Like, I can't have the one perfect score I give in this video like to a saddlebag. Sorry, saddlebag, no offense. But this, I also cannot give a 5 just because of the price. I'm just gonna look at my notes. It's the Physique Antares versus Evo R3. This thing, I mean, looks-wise, I think it's a 4. You love it or you hate it. I love it. I think it looks really cool. It's super comfortable, but super pricey. Price-wise, it's a 2. It was $250. This is like the base level. I think the top one's like $350 or $400. It's worth it though. At least this base model is worth it. Function, I give it a 5. That's right, it's a 5. This thing has saved my butt. Actually, before I try to get up, let's just talk about this thing right here. This is the Garmin Varia. This thing has a cult following. It's a light and a radar. So it lets you know on your head unit if cars are incoming. It works with both Garmin and Wahoo. I assume it works with other things like Karoo. I don't know, don't quote me on that. All I know is that it works with the Wahoo and it's a Garmin, so it should work with the Garmin. Riding on city streets with this thing is just like so much less of a cognitive load. I don't have to be like looking over my shoulder every 3 seconds. It doesn't replace checking before I move into another lane or anything, but it does give me another indicator. It's like an extra level of peace of mind. Looks-wise, I don't hate the way it looks, but I don't love it. I'm gonna give it a 2. I don't know, I'm feeling a little spicy, I guess. Price, it's $200. I think for the amount of tech in there, that's an awesome deal. I'm gonna give it a 4. And for function, I give it a 5. Function rocks. You already know I have notes. I don't have to hide these anymore. Bottle cages. These are the Tax Zero bottle cages. I think they look good. Kind of similar to the Oro Case. I care about the way things look and I think these look nice. They're water bottle cages at the end of the day, you know? They work great. They're $20 each, so a little pricey, but weight-wise, they're super light, so depends on how much of a weight weenie you are. Looks-wise, I give them a 4. Price, we'll say 4. And function, 4. 4 is all around. If you move down to these guys, stay. Favero Asioma Duo pedals. These things are amazing. I'm actually thinking about getting a second pair and just permanently putting them on my Peloton. There's a whole video on that. I'll actually probably make a whole nother video when I get back home to LA. These things are awesome. As far as power meter pedals go, they're actually a steal. They're like the best priced power meter pedals and the best performing. DC Rainmaker has done a bunch of breakdowns on this. GP Llama has done a bunch of breakdowns. These things are just consistent, $700. Looks-wise, I say there are 3. They look like pedals. Price-wise, I'd say they're 4.5. I would give them a 5, but $700 is $700. Function, they're a 5. Did you have fun?
Yes.
Are you saying that just because you're on camera right now?
No. I'm tired though.
Let's talk about this cockpit. This is the Envy Aerostem. It is the envy of anybody that sees it. I don't know if that's true, but I think this thing looks amazing. I bought it purely on looks. It's carbon fiber, it's ridiculously expensive, but it allowed me to slam my stem and make my bike look really cool. Looks-wise, it gets a 5. It was $300. Price-wise, it gets a 1. You can get a stem for like 40, 50 bucks. This is purely a vanity item, but I mean, look how good it looks. Function-wise, I guess like a 3. It does what it's supposed to. I know, I'll give it a 4, just because I want to. This handlebar is not an Envy handlebar. I couldn't get myself to splurge on that. I would love to get one. I may get one. I probably will get one in the future. This is a profile design handlebar. I liked it because of its dimensions. The integrated part of the handlebar is a pain to use. Terrible design, like the hoses are all twisted and kinked. And don't love that part. Size-wise, it's awesome. It's 40 millimeters wide. It's like 38 here and 40 down here, which is perfect for me. Looks-wise, I give it a 2 because it has all these like really ugly decals all over it. It's an aero bar, so I could stop the handlebar tape here, but because I don't like the way the decals look, I covered it up. I give it like a 3.5 for price. It was $100. Pricey for a handlebar, but not that pricey for an aero handlebar. Function-wise, I'll give it a 3.5. It does what it's supposed to. All these ratings are arbitrary anyway. We got one more left, and I bet you can't guess what it is. This is the Wahoo Element Bolt. It's not the new one, it's the original one. It's Wahoo's customer service is amazing. The little tabs on the back on my original one broke off, but their warranty covered it. They sent me a new one, not really a hassle at all. For that, Wahoo, you have a fan for life. When I bought it, it was $300. I think the new version is also $300. Now that you know I'm biased, these scores will now all make sense. 4, 4, 4.5. Love this thing. At the beginning of the video, I told you I'd rank my top 3 upgrades that I've made. Here are the rules. I'm going to imagine that somebody stole my bike, stripped it of all its upgraded components, and restored the original components. It doesn't matter if it's realistic or not. Number 1 is what I would buy first, but we're gonna go in reverse order, starting with number 3, Favero Asioma power meter pedals. If you're training, you gotta train with power. I got these and put them on my last bike, the Giant Revolt 2, and it was a game changer. Since then, I've become a stronger cyclist, I've become a more efficient cyclist, and my life has just been better in every single way. That last part may not be because of the power meter pedals and just a coincidence. Number 2, Wahoo Element Bolt. It's great for navigating, riding around, seeing how fast you're going is always fun, but ultimately, again, for me, it comes down to training. If you're not into training, you have different priorities. But if you are, those 2 things, in my opinion, you have to get them. These specific items. And you should purchase them from the links in my description because they're affiliate links and I live in LA and my wife wants to get a house one day. Whether you're interested in training or not, this applies to you. Number 1, I cannot overstate how amazing this saddle has been. I bought it originally because I had just done a 5-hour session on the trainer and I had a different saddle, also from Physique. I felt horrible. Switched over to this, no pain, the thing's magical. Just magical. Those are the upgrades I've made to my bike since buying it. I think you should get them too. I did not see you there.